morning, students. Welcome to my class where I'm going to tell about the short-term and long-term capital gain. I'm Dr. Alka Singh from Faculty of Commerce and Economics, Shri Ram Sukh Memorial University. So let's start with the short-term capital gain and long-term capital gain. Basically, both the long-term or short-term capital gain, they are not different from the article point of view. They are different from the month point of view. It is very, very important to know here that how you will discuss that this is short-term capital gain and this is long-term capital gain. I'm going to show you through this chart. When we talk about short-term capital gain, here it is very, very clear that capital asset, that means any jewelry, building, house, shares, debentures, lands. It can be urban agricultural land, anything which is having transferable amount, which we can say that it gains profit to the SSC. Short-term capital gain, when we talk about, here it is very, very much clear that it should be less than 36 months. Anything which is sold within the 36 months, that means 3 years from the acquisition, like when you have acquired it and you are selling it out, it has to be more than 36 months if you want to consider it in the long-term capital gain. So if you will you sell it within the 36 months, it will considered in the short-term capital gain. But there are exceptions. There are two types of exceptions which we have to see here. First is that when we talk about listed security, that means shares, units of Unit Trust of India, zero coupon bonds, equity oriented fund. When we talk about listed, means anything which is listed in the stock exchange, any shares, debentures listed in the stock exchange. When we talk about this particular block, here we consider short-term gain for only 12 months. If any securities, any units of UTI, zero coupon bond or equity oriented fund is kept more than 12 months, it will come under the long-term capital gain. That means it is more than 12 months and here it is less than 12 months. Then when another exception is that unlisted shares, land and building. Again, here also we will only consider 2 years, like 24 months. If anything is considered after 24 months, it will considered as a long-term capital gain. So now I will take an example of the short-term capital gain and long-term capital gain. Suppose Rohit installed any plant which was costing for 20 lakh. He purchased that plant on 31st August 2016 and he sold for 30 lakhs on January 11, 2020. How it is we are going to calculate it, because it is more than 3 years. So obviously it is long-term capital gain. If it is not a long-term capital gain, if it is within the 3 years that it fulfills the definition, then there will be simple sold amount, sale proceed minus acquire amount. It is a short-term capital gain. But when we calculate the long-term capital gain, we have to see the index cost of acquisition, where we consider cost of inflation index, which is provided by the government. And this is very much, one chart is given by the government where we have to see what is the current rate of that property which is purchased years back. So cost of acquisition into the cost of inflation index for the year in which the asset is sold, like previous year, within the 1st April to 31st March 2020, what is the previous year, and the cost of inflation index of the first year in which the asset was held, like the year when you have purchased that asset. Here, when Rohit purchased this plant on 31st August 2016, its cost of inflation was 264. Then when he sold the plant for 30 lakhs, its cost of inflation index was 289. When we multiply from the cost of acquisition to cost of inflation index year of sold, it will come divided by the cost inflation index for the first year in which the asset was held. It will come 2,89,394. Then how the calculation part is very simple and very easy. While calculating the capital gain, we have to just see the sale proceeding of the plant, that is 30 lakhs. Here I have not written the cost of acquisition directly. We have to take out indexed cost of acquisition. Indexed cost of acquisition is taken out from this formula, which is already written here. And the table, cost of inflation table, is given in the books by the government, which is very much available with the all the income tax books. From this formula, I have got the index cost of acquisition, which was minus from the cost of sale proceed, and the remaining amount is long-term capital gain. That means the person who has acquired from more than 3 years, that means long-term capital, they have to calculate index cost of acquisition while calculating the capital gain. But short-term capital gain, they don't have to calculate this index cost of acquisition. Thank you so much.